We have 7 days to make this happen from the day I post this on the 10th until the 17th. After that, once we lose the initial momentum, that's it. We won't get it back. So I need you to be ready for this. You have one of two options right now. You can ignore this, or you can listen to every word I say. And by the end of this message, if I earn enough of your trust, if every one of you do exactly what I ask, and I'm not asking for much, we're going to change the world. I mean that. So if you're watching this, it's up to you to keep the momentum going. We need to have 80% of our movement committed to this by the 17th. Give me the next 7 days and let me show you what I'm capable of. God gave me a job to do and I'm here to do it. Now, if we actually make this happen, then most of you watching have never seen or heard of me before. My name is Andrew Fernandez, and you're watching this because someone somewhere either sent this to you directly or is reposting this on their page or channel. So no matter who you are, I don't care how many followers you have, no one is above another in this movement. Give me your complete focus and attention. Put away every distraction and be 100% with me right now. Because if I time this right, which I think I have, and if I deliver this the way I need to, together we are going to change the world. But listen, right now this isn't about me. Because without you committing to this, nothing will happen. God gave you a job too, and it's time for you to do yours. God brought you here to this moment for a reason. So I need you to have some self-confidence and believe that you have the power to make this happen. So I'm going to say what I need to say, and then it's on you, both as an individual and as the collective Great Awakening. Commit the next 7 days to this, and if we pull it off, I promise you I won't let you down. So here's what I need from every one of you. Pay attention. I'm posting this on Telegram and Rumble. I need you to do 2 things. That's it. First, I need you to start sharing this video every single day, once or twice a day at the most, on every platform you have, whether it's Telegram, Truth Social, Twitter, Gab, everywhere. So every morning you come to my channel on either platform and you share it everywhere you can. And every time you share it, I want you to put the words, "I stand with Des." And the second thing I need you to do is stop sharing everything else. No matter what. That's it. And I know that seems like a big ask, that you stop sharing everything else and only share this video from now on. But is it really that big? I know many of you have never seen me before, so why would you listen, right? But don't you want this to be over already? If you do those 2 things from the moment you watch this until the 17th, that's going to be the green light they've been waiting for, and we are going to be part of something biblical. We're at war, you guys. They're poisoning all of our food, our water, even the air we breathe. They've tried locking us down. They want 15-minute cities. They want central bank digital currencies. Even the creators of AI, they're warning us that we've lost control of it. They're trying to pump us full of chemicals and toxins through these vaccines, which are only killing us rather than helping with anything. And they've made us so obese everywhere you look. And pretty soon we won't be able to fight back even if we tried. So much is happening all over right now. But I'm going to make this very simple to understand. Our children are the most important thing in the world. Yes, there's a lot of chaos and destruction, but there's also a lot of exposure happening as well. It's time to finish them off and make these psychopaths pay for what they've done to our children. It's time for the hunters to become the hunted. So you forget about everything else that's happening right now besides this. The millions that go missing every year all over the world. These innocent children are being raped and tortured and murdered. They endure so much pain, so much abuse, so much suffering. The things that they've gone through are worse than anything we could imagine. Most of you can't even handle hearing some of these things, let alone experience it personally or have to witness a child go through that. This will be what unites the world. I don't care whether you think the Sound of Freedom is a psyop or not. It's getting people's attention. And with more and more celebrities exposing these crimes, the timing right now is absolutely perfect. It really is time to make this biblical. So whatever excuse you have for not committing to this, it's not good enough. This is war. You're either in or you're out. You either do what I'm asking of you and we come together and unite, or we keep suffering and continue to let them burn our world to the ground. It's up to you. The choice is yours. At any given moment, they can completely crash our entire world, and at that point, we're done. So regardless of whether you think the white hats are in control or not, they need our help more than you think. Listen, the stage is set. Everything's in place, but it all balances on this moment right here. Like I said, there's a lot of chaos happening in the world right now, and it seems like the bad guys are in control. And maybe. But the good guys are controlling enough of this chess match to change that and take control in the snap of a finger. We're all waiting for this major event to happen, leading to all the arrests and D-class and everything else that goes along with it. I'm telling you right now, this all comes down to you. You're the ones that are going to make this happen. You're going to give them the green light, and you're going to do it with this message right here. All they need is a spokesperson. Now pay attention to what I'm saying. Let me ask you something. If there are actors and clones in CGI, if many of these people have gone to Gitmo, faced military tribunal, and it's all been done behind the scenes, then why hasn't it come out to the public yet? What are they waiting for while allowing all of this chaos and destruction to still happen in the world? I'm sure most of you have watched The Fall of the Cabal. They talk about the need for a spokesperson, so I'm not just making this up in my mind. It's true. They need someone who's going to speak to the public and tell them the truth of all the lies and the crimes that these psychopaths have committed. That's all they need. Once they have that, we finish this thing off. You know that person can't be Trump for obvious reasons. He's hated by too many people, and a majority of the public would rather defend these monsters than ever having to accept him, regardless of how much he's done for us. I was chosen to be that spokesperson, and you can laugh at me all you want, but there's a very human element to this that they need me for. I have friends who I still see posting online that they're going to a Beyonce concert, or saying something about Dwayne Johnson or anyone else who's part of that club. How do you think the public would react to Donald Trump telling them that these people have committed crimes that are so horrific, they're going to be given the death penalty? It would be a suicide mission, not only for himself personally, but for the entire operation and everything they've been working toward. It doesn't matter how much of a military operation this is. Someone still has to tell the public the truth. For this plan to work, there's a huge portion of it that needs the human connection, and Trump can't be the spokesperson. It's not to take away from what he's done and will continue to do for us, but it just can't be him. It can't be anyone even remotely associated with him. So take all of those names off the list. In Fall of the Cabal, if he's actually still alive, they suggest JFK Jr. It can't be him either. When the truth is told to the world, the first two reactions of the public will be denial and ridicule, followed by fear, anger, and depression before finally accepting the truth. Again, if he's still alive, that's too huge of a revelation, way too important. He can't make his entrance at a time when the world is going to deny and ridicule the messenger, no matter who it is. That's the human process of dealing with what they're about to be told. He needs to step in at the depression stage, when the world desperately needs a shining light. That's when they'll accept him with open arms. So they need someone like me for this next part.
We've been lied to on a scale we cannot fathom just yet. History books will have to be rewritten. America was sold to the highest bidder by Obama, the Clintons, and the Bushes. Do you realize the state of shock people are going to be in when the truth finally hits the surface? Do you understand why Guantanamo Bay has been fully upgraded and expanded? Do you have any idea how many sealed indictments there are waiting for the perfect moment to be unsealed so that arrests can be made? More than 100,000. Many will be prosecuted for treason, some for high treason. High treason means capital punishment, death penalty. There will be chaos and shock, but there will be guidance from totally unexpected mystery guests. This moment in time is one that will make history. one that is unprecedented in the history of mankind. Do you think I'm exaggerating? Find out in our final part, number 10. When everything we've seen in the previous episodes is presented to the public with undeniable evidence, people will be in shock. The normal way to deal with shocking information is to first deny it and ridicule the messenger, then get scared, angry or depressed, and finally accept it as the new paradigm. This will take some time. I believe we're going to need a spokesperson to convey to the world what happened. Somebody who will be believed by everybody, Democrats and Republicans alike. That person cannot be Donald Trump. He will be hated by the Democrats, no matter how much peace he brings upon them. If I were to choose, for the US at least, it would have to be JFK Jr., John as his father used to call him. Loved and trusted by the entire nation, mourned by every American citizen. Too bad he is no longer amongst us. Or is he? When I first heard about the possibility of him still being alive, I thought, oh God, not yet another conspiracy theory. But when I did some more research, I started doubting.
Does that make sense to you? Listen, I didn't go through everything over the last 6 years for nothing. On September 15th, 2017, when I was traveling in New Zealand, I had an experience, like many of you have had, that we can't quite explain. I can only describe it as divine intervention. Now, this entity, this presence, was from a different realm, a different dimension, a different world. However you want to put it, I was contacted by something that wasn't human, something much more powerful. And for the past 6 years, my life went on a completely different path, as if that encounter was my activation. I had no business ending up where I am right now, from the life that I was living before that night. And then I began having these incredible downloads of information, again, like many of you have had, as if that power was controlling the information I was being given. And then a few weeks later, we had Trump's infamous calm before the storm statement at the White House. And then a few weeks after that, we began the journey of the Q drops. Now, do you think that's all just a coincidence? Am I insane or delusional for thinking I was part of the plan all along? That once contact was made with me, they initiated the start of everything else. I mean, I'm here. You're here. Look at everything you've gone through to end up at this very moment, watching and listening to this message right now. I think we should give it a shot and find out. Because the truth is that they have access to technology that we have no idea about. Technology that goes far beyond the scope of our current perceived reality. So whether it's Project Looking Glass, or if they actually had direct contact with another world, another dimension, or another realm. Whether the truth is that there's civilizations far more advanced than us in other worlds beyond the wall. Or if they had direct contact with higher spiritual beings, potentially all the way to the top. They had the technology and the ability to contact me that night. And if they can project and see the development of future events, then they could have prepared for this over the last 6 years, even decades before that, knowing that one day we were going to unite and do something like this that would change the world. All they need is a spokesperson. That's it. It has to be someone who's prepared, who's ready to take on the role of bringing the truth to the world. Someone who has the physical, mental, emotional, and most importantly, the spiritual strength to endure everything that's going to be thrown at him while the world is trying to process this. That's why I'm here. I'm ready to sacrifice everything for this. This is the job that God gave me, and I've agreed to do it. The world that he showed me over these last 6 years, the one which we're meant to experience, live in the kingdom of God, it's too incredible not to fight for. I was made for this, and I promise you, I am perfect for the job. I know exactly how to make these psychopaths break. And think about it for a minute. Try and visualize this actually happening. Out of nowhere, this 36-year-old punk breaks onto the world stage. Someone who has no money, no power and influence in the world, all of a sudden steps onto the scene and immediately begins destroying everything they've been working towards. their efforts to enslave humanity, to take over the world and hand the keys over to Satan. They won't know how to retaliate properly. And the moment just one of them cracks and makes a mistake that they can't recover from, there's no turning back. That's the moment when this becomes biblical. Every true remaining biblical event will begin to play out. I want this so bad. And the truth is, I don't want to live another day in this world. I would rather die fighting for the world God showed me than to spend my days watching this world burn to the ground. I don't fear any of them. They're all cowards in my eyes. And even combined, they're still not more powerful than God. You know, Jay-Z has a lyric in one of his songs. If your God is bigger than my God up there, and my God is bigger than your God down here, whom shall I fear? That's all this is. They've sold their souls. They fear Satan more than God. I don't fear a single one of them, because at the end of the day, we all have to answer to God, even them. This life is not the main event. And not only does the afterlife exist, it's more incredible than anything we could ever experience in this life. So I'm going to fight, because I know that I have God on my side. 7 days, that's all I'm asking. If we don't make it happen by the 17th, you can go back to doing whatever it is you're doing. At this point, we have nothing to lose and everything to gain. If you commit to this, first off, what you're telling them is that you want me to be the spokesperson. And second, you're showing them that we've united and that we demand they begin taking action. I'm not trying to be a savior. I serve God. I'm a warrior in his army, that's it. I'm fighting to take our world back and prepare God's kingdom here on earth for our children and the future of humanity. Let's just get the job done. Like I said, you have 2 simple jobs. You need to start sharing this video every single day from here on out on every platform you have, whether it's on Telegram, Truth Social, Twitter, Gab, everywhere. And every time you share it, put the words, "I stand with Des." That's it. If you want to put something after that, go ahead. But all you need is to start it that same way. And the second thing you need to do is stop sharing everything else, no matter what. Now here's how it's going to look. At the time I post this on the 10th, I have just under 7,000 of you on Telegram and just under 5,000 on Rumble. A majority of you don't have a big channel anywhere, but you're still incredibly important. You need to share this with channels that do have a big following. Again, put the words, "I stand with Des," every time you share it. But it's important that you don't flood and saturate the chat rooms. And if you know people who can get it to bigger accounts, send it to them privately. And to those of you watching who do have big channels, over 10,000, some of you have over 100,000. Take some time after watching this and decide if you're going to commit to it. But don't take too long. We don't have a lot of time left. Now, the first 2 days might feel like we're getting nowhere, but stay determined to see it through. Because one by one, the bigger accounts will start committing to this, and they'll begin sharing it on every platform they have. Every time that a big account joins this, it's going to create more and more momentum, and our collective energy is going to rise exponentially. And after 7 days on the 17th, if we reach 80% of our movement committing to this, like I said, that'll be the green light they've been waiting for. And it's not just about, well, why are they doing all this? Why don't they just contact you directly? A major part of this is to unite our movement, because right now there's a lot of infighting and division. You have to understand, this is bigger than any one of us. But if we stand together, we'll accomplish something incredible. And the other part of it is that they needed to have someone who they had no contact with until the very last moment, so that our enemy wouldn't see this coming. The Black Swan event. It really is time for ordinary people to do an extraordinary thing. And if we reach 80% commitment, they'll come and get me. And then it's on. I need you to realize that I'm sacrificing my life for this. There's no doubt that if we actually make this happen, they're going to try and ruin my life or kill me. So any of you questioning me, just remember that. I hope that by this point, you've at least realized which side I'm on, and that I'm beginning to earn enough of your trust. You're going to have to take a chance on me. I promise I won't let you down. All the pieces are in place. But again, look around. There's still plenty of destruction happening. Our freedoms are still being taken away from us. Evil's not backing down. We know that in the end God wins, but don't for a second think that Satan is going to go down without a fight. It's time to take our world back. This is war. There's no other way to put it. It's time for us to stand up and do our part. It's time to make God proud and do something that's worthy of us experiencing Christ's return. They need us to step up right now. So listen, we're either right in a very big way or we're wrong in a very big way by trusting that Trump will help humanity and that every part of this operation is actually going to follow through. Whether you believe he's on our side or not. If you think that the whole Q operation was a psyop designed to control us and create further division amongst humanity, we're all going to give them one more chance to prove to us that they're on our side. Trump's still in a position to do this. He can still help us. And from his very first day in office, he made it clear what his mission was. He was going to do everything in his power to bring an end to human and child trafficking. And over those years in office, he did a lot, not only in the arrests that were made, but in bringing awareness to the public about what these sick people are doing and who's doing it. Now, for that alone, I'm going to stand with him and give him this final chance to get the job done. He was officially asked on at least 2 separate occasions if he was secretly saving the world from a satanic cult of pedophiles.
The crux of the theory is this belief that you are secretly saving the world from this satanic cult of pedophiles and cannibals. Does that sound like something you are behind? Or
well, I haven't heard that, but is that supposed to be a bad thing or a good thing? I mean, if I can help save the world from problems, I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to put myself out there. And we are, actually. We're saving the world from a radical left philosophy that will destroy this country. And when this country is gone, the rest of the world would follow. The rest of the world would follow. That's the importance of this country.
Let me ask you about QAnon. It is this theory that Democrats are a satanic pedophile ring and that you are the savior of that.
War.
We know half of that's true. The world is being controlled by a satanic cult of pedophiles. So let's do our job right now and we'll find out if the other half is true, which side he's really on. Either he's been fighting for us all along or he was part of the enemy's plan to win our trust and pit all of humanity against each other. So this comes down to you, both as an individual and as the collective Great Awakening. Only you guys can stop this from happening by choosing to ignore this message and not what I'm asking of you. And if the white hats and Trump and the militaries are truly fighting for God and for humanity, do you think they're going to ignore us if we have 80% of this movement sharing this message every day? No, they won't. Because like I said, they need our help. They always knew they would, and that was the entire purpose of the Q drops. To bring us all together and prepare us over the course of the past 5 years, so that we would all be as ready as we are today. I'm telling you, they're waiting on you. They're waiting for this. They need us more than you think. There's a very human element to this, and they need us. They need us to choose someone that'll be responsible for telling the truth to the world. I'm not asking for every one of you to like me, and if you guys don't want it to be me, that's fine too. But it doesn't change the fact that you have to collectively choose someone for this job. And you better do it fast because there's not much time left. I'm ready and waiting. Like I said, I've been preparing for this for the last 6 years. And if you don't want me around after that, that's fine. I'm more than happy to live the rest of my life quietly, with God in my life, a woman I love, and a family to raise. But there's just so much that I have to show you, so I hope that you'll want me in a position to help influence change in this world, once we defeat this evil and begin building the foundations of God's kingdom. So don't think I'm insane for believing in myself. I know I can change the world, but I can't do this without you. So it's time for you to stop being biblical scholars. It's time for us to fight. Put your money where your mouth is. Let's stand up and finish this. I mean, we're the only species on Earth that has to pay to live here. That's insane. The truth is they've lied about pretty much everything. There's almost nothing left in this world that resembles what our true reality is and how we should be experiencing this life. They've kept so much from us. We should have access to free energy. You all know that. And the crazy thing is, it's all lying right in front of us. We can turn it on very quickly, and that alone will change our entire world in an instant. We have so many things that we're going to take back. The science of God. We'll get into all the secrets of the universe. We'll rediscover the healing potential of energy, frequency, and vibration. And then we have things like medbeds and NESARA and the QFS. Listen, regardless of which side you're on for either of those things, do we have the knowledge and resources to make them both a reality? And the answer is yes, we absolutely do. So whether you believe medbeds are already manufactured and ready to be rolled out across the world, or if you think that none of that's true, it doesn't matter. Stop arguing about it. Let's win this war and take our world back, because we know that the medbeds are possible. We have the knowledge and resources to create technology that can and will help cure thousands of diseases and many other conditions. But still, you need to understand that our bodies are the greatest piece of technology that exists in the world. We were created by God. No technology that we can create will ever match the human body. Once we take control back of our world, we're going to heal our bodies and our minds better than anything we've ever experienced. No more poison in our food, our water, or in the air. That alone is going to strengthen our bodies and allow us to heal in ways we can't even imagine. And whether you believe that NESARA is real and the QFS is ready to be turned on, or if you think it's a joke for anyone to believe that, it doesn't matter. Stop arguing about it. Again, let's win this war and take our world back, because we know that those financial systems are possible. We have the knowledge and resources to implement technology that can and will help the world achieve true freedom. Stop fighting with each other. There's so much for us to discover, you guys. We're capable of so much more than this. It's time for us to unite and fight for our world and experience a life where we don't have to pay to live. The veil is lifting. We can all see it happening. We're going to make every single one of these psychopaths pay for their crimes. The crimes of high treason, crimes against humanity, and most importantly, their crimes against our children. Executive Order 13818, blocking the property of persons involved in serious human rights abuse or corruption. Trump signed that in 2017. So it is possible that behind the scenes they've been getting work done, and they've been doing it legally. So it would make sense that this is all considered a movie, no matter how painful it is right now. And if these celebrities and everyone else who's part of that club are guilty of committing these crimes, which we know they are, and it legally falls under 13818, then ask yourself, why hasn't it happened yet? And if it has happened behind the scenes already, why doesn't the public know about it? They need a spokesperson. They need us. Wouldn't you want to be a part of this? Commit to this for the next 7 days and let's get the job done. I want to live in our new earth, one that's free of crime, poverty, disease, addiction, where families aren't falling apart every single day, where we can travel the world and not worry about finance, having to work like slaves just to survive. I don't know what more I can say. It's time for you to decide what you want for yourself and your family. Share this message every day with the words, "I stand with Des," and then stop sharing everything else. That's it. I'm going to step up and do this if you give me the chance. We're going to make every single one of them pay for their crimes, and we're going to fight for God's kingdom. We have 7 days. So President Trump, all the white hats and everyone else involved in the Q operation, if this message has reached you, then I've done my job, and so has the rest of this movement. It's time to make it happen. I'll see you all soon.